Sports Talk and Entertainment. Back again with another one. Uh, this right here, man. I'm doing this for several reasons. The first thing I want to say is I'm going to start doing a segment right now on Polo Sports Talk and Entertainment. Um, it's called Classic uh, Classic Album Clash. Okay, and what we're going to be doing is, we're going to go back, you know, any type of genre, any type of music, you know what I'm saying? In this case, it's hip hop, and any type of artist, and try to give a comparison as to which album may have been better for whatever reason. Okay. And sometimes it'll be songs too as well. Now, in this one, it features Nas and Biggie Smalls, aka Notorious B.I.G. Okay, God rest his soul. Now, listen, the two albums that I'm comparing right now is uh, Nas's Illmatic and Biggie Smalls Ready to Die. Okay, now let's just give a little background. Now, in the early '90s, uh, Biggie had he had popped up on the scene. Okay, uh, he popped on the scene and really took the hip hop the hip hop waves by storm. Uh, a lot of people don't know that hip hop was at a time in which you started to see things sort of shift, especially when you talk about the West Coast. The West Coast scene was really popping during that time. When you talk about the Chronic with Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg coming about, NWA, and other guys that don't get the credit, like a Too Short, like a Ice T, things of that nature. And when Biggie had came about, it was kind of like he kind of further propelled East Coast hip hop. Now that's not to take away anything, because during that time, if you really paid attention, you had guys like Method Man, like Def Jam, and Def Squad, like a Keith Murray, like a Gangstar, some of the other ones, Wu Tang Clan, uh, and just some of the guys that really didn't really get the credit that they truly deserve in the early '90s. Um, people have to understand that during this particular time, this was before social media, before the internet had taken place and stuff. And so the only way that you really had to find out what was truly going on were in magazines, or selective books or something like that. Like Vibe and The Source, even Jet and Ebony, to find out what was truly going on. Um, but let's get to the gist of everything. When Notorious had came on, he busted on the scene with Ready to Die, and Ready to Die, to me, in my opinion, that's one of my top favorite albums of all time. If you didn't know, Ready to Die was bumped here in the South. People had love for Biggie as well as they love Pac and everything, more so Tupac, but they love Biggie. Biggie had bangers too as well. In my opinion, the reason why I have Ready to Die over Illmatic is because of the amount of bangers that were on there. Now, the singles that, were on there were the obvious, like Juicy, Big Papa, and the remix to One More Chance. A lot of people don't know that there's an original version. If you go back and you go listen to Biggie's album, he didn't play that version that's on the album is more cutthroat. I like that more explicit. The One More Chance that you hear that's played like in mainstream, they kind of settled down and kind of PG-13'd it, so if you will. But there were way more bangers on that album and I thought were better songs more than anything, especially in my opinion. My favorite one when I was growing up was, of course, "Give Me the Loot," um, "Warning," "I Love Unbelievable." Um, you know, me and my bitch. You know what I'm saying? And uh, those songs right there were like, just classics, man. You know what I'm saying? And the What. I like the What too, and a lot of people don't know. DJ Screw actually, he actually slowed down and screwed a lot of these songs that you hear on there. Because DJ Screw, like I said, he had love for both Biggie and Pac, and when you slow it down, it was much better. But I just think this classic album outweighs uh, a lot of the, not just Illmatic, but a lot of the other albums, that you try to put up against an album like this too as well. Now let's get to Nas, okay? And when we talk about Illmatic, now true enough, Nas did have on Illmatic. There were more singles released. I mean, how could you forget? Life's a Bitch, One Love, Halftime. Um, it ain't hard to tell. Some of y'all may not even remember. And to give a background, Nas had also, came on the scene much like Biggie with his lyrical uh, creativity that was obsolete. You know what I'm saying? Not taking nothing away from Biggie, but when you just talk about just straight lyric and also being more conscious, during that time, Nas was that guy. Now, many people like Illmatic more than any other album, but in my opinion, the reason why I don't have Illmatic, up there is because I felt like it was written and God's Son was by far better. They had better songs on there. This is just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Everybody likes Illmatic. A lot of the older guys, you know what I'm saying, that are a little bit older than me, they might fuck with Illmatic more so than, like it was written. But it was written to me, was heavy, and it it because of the popularity, I'm doing Illmatic because more people, they cling on to Illmatic, but a lot of people don't know that it was written to me. It just had better style, especially when you talk about Street Dreams and what's it called? If I Ruled the World. And there were plenty other stuff on there, especially with songs that he did with Foxy Brown and AZ, when they had the firm, you know. But Nas was one of those guys that he focused um, on the creativity, just directed mainly at the lyrical side of things. You know what I'm saying? But see, the reason why you couldn't even like and look, East Coast, they weren't really known for they they beats much more than the South or even the West Coast. When you talk about Ready to Die, the reason why I have a part of the reason why I have Ready to Die up there is because some of the beats on there, man, they were like, it was banging, man. They were lit. So that's why like I was able to put Ready to Die. Now, if you put Street like I'm sorry about that. What is it? Ready to Die in comparison to uh, what's it called? Nas's Godson or It Was Written. Oh, you're gonna get some you're gonna get some bangers on there. But there, I was on a site, and just the amount of people that chose Illmatic over Ready to Die, I was surprised. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was the only one that was in the class by himself that was choosing Ready to Die in comparison to Illmatic. So I just think that Biggie's Ready to Die was much more bang. And if look, for some of y'all that are younger, y'all might not be into it, but just go back and go listen to the difference between how everything was, unique. Like Biggie had his own swagger, his own style. Nas had his own drip and his own way of doing things. But at the same time, they were still both creative in their in their own selective way. You know, um, and the thing about it too that was that you could basically put in the same class in terms of them being similar. Nas is able to do songs with guys from the West Coast or guys from the South or just various people, and as so with Biggie too as well. And you see, that's why, like, in my opinion, Jadakiss, guys like Jadakiss that come from the East Coast, they were phenomenal in the fact that they were able to mix it up, and their features were great. Being able to get with other artists that were from different demographics or different parts of the world. So that's why, like, when you'll hear people compare Pac to Biggie, what's the first thing that they say? They say, well, Biggie's swag and Biggie's drip, his style, appealed much better. But Pac was, more, while he wasn't as lyrical as Biggie, Pac had more of that passion and that poetic feel. And some people would say that he was an incredibly harder worker than Biggie. So, man, I hope y'all enjoyed this, man. Um, I'm gonna be doing this more. Look, younger, older, it don't matter, man. I do it all. There's a lot of people, man, that sit up here. Oh well, man, man, you don't. Uh, man, I only listen to this selected music and all this other stuff. Hey, that's fine. That's on you. That's what you want to do. But I know on this channel, I listen to everything. You know what I'm saying? And I don't just listen to hip hop. I listen to all different types of music. That's what makes you appreciate music. You know, if you sit here and you just listen to one type of genre of music, dog, you don't have an appreciation, a true appreciation for music. That's why, like, I don't never, I don't. I might say, okay, the younger, this music that they have now is different, than back then. But I'm not going to shit on the music that's out here now or whatever, because you got to think about the different transition that went over, that went on during time. Like, okay, in the '70s, they were coming with their music, funkadelic stuff like that or whatever. But the guys that came in the previous generation before, the '70s, that were in the '50s and '60s, they probably frowned upon what they were listening in the '70s. And then when the '80s, came about, guys that were in the '60s going into the '70s or whatever, they probably frowned on the guys that was in the '80s. And then when the '90s came about, people that were in the '80s and were in the '70s or whatever, they were like, oh well, nah, I can't stand that type, and it just goes on and on. Change uh, is hard for a lot of people. And they a lot of people can't adapt to it. You have some people that don't even want to listen to hip hop music or whatever. You have some people that don't want to listen to rock and roll. But me, I've never, I've always been blessed to be around different people. A lot of people don't know it. Yeah, I fuck with rock and roll. Nigga, we invented it. You know, when you talk about Muddy Waters and Chuck Berry, Little Richard, you know what I'm saying? Guys like that, what color were they were, but it's not no black or white thing or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it's fascination with everything, nigga. I fuck with all types of music. It don't matter what it is, you know what I'm saying? I could sit down and I could listen to it. Okay, am I gonna be bopping to everything or vibing to everything? No. But the thing about it is that in order, if you're gonna get better at understanding music and the history of music and knowing different things or whatever, you have to listen to certain things, man. Listen, man, there's beauty in gospel. It's beauty in rock and roll. It's beauty in R&B soul. It's beauty in hip hop. It's beauty in just rap. It's beauty in jazz. It's beauty in opera. It don't make no motherfucking difference. Like, if there's people that like to listen to certain things, and you'll listen to them, you'll look at them, and you'll be like, man, how can you listen to that or whatever? Whatever makes them feel good, that appeals to them. You know, shit. I listen to every damn thing. But see, you have people that's like, oh yeah, well they want to get colorism or racism involved, and or they want to get ethnicity involved or culture involved and stuff like that. Man, if you go around the world, there's people listening to everything. And that's what makes a lot of artists dope. In the fact that what they do, you'll never be able to get better at what you're doing unless you really truly diversify yourself or whatever. If you stay closed minded to what you do, I listen to young music. I like NBA Young Boy. Yeah, I fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? Some people laugh at the fact that, oh well, man, you listen to Kodak Black? Yeah, Kodak Black go hard. Shit, yeah, I like Kodak Black. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think about it, man. They got appreciation for the older generation or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I could listen to Pop Smoke. I could listen to Young Blue. I could listen to Ty Dolla Sign, man. Yeah, they got some stuff or whatever, but y'all sit up and, oh well, no, I ain't gonna listen to that guy because all this other stuff, man. This ain't no get off my line type bullshit because I got kids. I also got, you know what I'm saying, younger uh cousins and younger family members that they gonna want you to appreciate. They gonna be like, hey, yeah, Uncle Polo, listen to this or something like that, or Cousin Polo, listen to this or something like that, man. And if you sitting up there, you like, oh no, I don't want to hear that, man. Get away from me, man. Them motherfuckers ain't gonna want to be around you. No, they're not gonna want to be around you. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you gonna be like one of them old grumpy ass old men. Well, no, man, you should be listening to that. Nah, I don't do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what those kids are gonna try to aspire to be. Oh, women, why are they dancing? What's wrong with them, nigga? You used to dance, probably not in the way that they used to dance. Like I can't stand that, man. Like, look, adapt, learn to adapt, nigga. That's what makes you better. That's what actually a lot of people don't know. That's what makes a lot of businesses better. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if you go look at a lot of the businesses now, a lot of the commercials, a lot of the marketing, even with sports and stuff like that, what have they adapted to? The music. They adapt to hip hop. You know what I'm saying? They throw a little twist on shit. I One of my favorite songs, they were playing Cheers, the theme song from Cheers, one day. Shit, a lot of people don't know. I like that motherfucking song. These songs that they might have played uh with family, family matters back in the day or something like that, you know what I'm saying? And then guess what? They'll throw a little twist to it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a beauty and an appreciation for music that you have, that you have to have. But you won't understand that shit unless you understand your history. A lot of y'all don't understand that if it wasn't for jazz, if it wasn't for guys like Dizzy Gillespie, if it wasn't for guys like Cab Calloway, if it wasn't for guys like Louis Armstrong, if it wasn't for guys like Miles Davis, you know what I'm saying? None of this shit would be existing because you got to go back to the original. But y'all like, oh, well, you know what? I can't listen to that. You know what I'm saying? No, I know the young people in my family. You know, Listen, think about it. A lot of motherfuckers, the reason why they listen to a guy like Bruno Mars is for the simple fact that Bruno Mars can pretty much do every. He can dance. You know what I'm saying? The dude, they can sing. You know what I'm saying? And it gives you that feel of feeling good and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? He appeals. He could pretty much do every fucking thing. He could do a song uh, with the R&B singer, or he could do a song with fucking Gucci Man, or he could do a song with whoever. You know what I'm saying? He's able to do every fucking thing. But see, y'all be so close minded to the point where, well, you shouldn't do a song like that with that person or something like that. Why not? Why not? Why the fuck not? Juicy J did a song um, with what's her name? Who did Juicy J do that song with? Um, Miley Cyrus. That's who it was. He did a song with Miley Cyrus or whatever. People thought he was crazy, but guess what? It worked for him, and guess what? A lot of people actually liked the song or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's what he liked to do. You know what I'm saying? But y'all sit up there and be like, oh, well, if you just rap, you just stay in primarily rap. If you just in R&B, you just stay in R&B. No, that's not the way it fucking works, dumbass. Because you got to think about that. Look, they criticized Chuck Berry when they were trying to do what they did. They criticized Muddy Waters when he was playing the guitar, differently or something like that. They criticized Jimi Hendrix for his sound. You know what I'm saying? But now you learn to appreciate a guy like a Jimi Hendrix. oh, they criticized this person for the way that they were doing. Oh, well, I'm not going to listen to Selena. Shit, why not? Who do you think they? Where do you think they took a lot of stuff from Selena? A lot of these Latino women and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's a genesis in a lot of things. And that's why I appreciate it. You'll never be able to open up your mind when it comes to music unless you listen to different art forms and stuff. Even like uh if you go to musicals, some people might say, that's boring and all this other stuff. Not if you appreciate music and appreciate art. Not at all. Not at all. I don't hate on it. I don't hate on it all. I learn to appreciate it. So hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Like the video, share, subscribe. Hit them notifications too, man. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man. I get at y'all later.